He always fails. Even if they say if you win, he sends you. He's a good person. He's the one who normally takes all the credit.
Trust, you know.
You want a new guy? Unajua mimi hata mimi nimenyuka mbali lakini mimi niko nyumbani. Nichanganya na mimi. Unaona ndo dai. Dai anakuambia. Ndio Mungu anakubariki.
Weke tena. Weke tena. Inaweza kubadilika.
Atakubali. Ndio maono wanataka kuweke. Ndio vile kama mwambie wapige. Pia amemaliza hii.
Mzuri siku alikaa badili siku na nani akiwa 79. Sharudisha mkono. Ukifuata fuata.
Au yule unakwenda.
Sini maoni yako.
Kila mtu ana
Maoni yangu.
Orange, tropical, something which is not
Thank you.
so what's called.
Shida.
So you need to just
Microphone check. Kindly give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you can now pick the audio feed of this beautiful video. Once again, give me a thumbs up if the audio is clear. A very good evening, dear viewers. Welcome back to Mchana Pub and Grill. We are right at the heart of one of the best infrastructurally developed cities south of the Sahara, in the East African country of Kenya, in Nairobi County, which also serves as the nation's capital, is Mchana Pub and Grill, located opposite Prestige Plaza, alongside Ngong Road, just as you start the journey out of the city. We are having a match that is having the consequence of being played for the third time between the two players over the space of 2 days. all the way from South Africa. Donning red is the great Ishmael Mthethwa, all the way from Uganda. Donning white is the great Ibra Ssejjemba. For the consequence of loss of $2,000, these two guys are racing to 21 in a match that has been marred by a war of words for the players. Perhaps will I say for the player, but also between the fans of the two players earlier in the day. Yes, $2,000 with each camp staking in this professional gambling bout. The $1,000 which has been given to me, and they have given me authority to hand it to whoever will be the first to the magic number 21. As for Ishmael on phone and Ibra on in cash, and it is all okay. The live stream is having the same exact commentary being shared on Facebook and YouTube respectively on 3 platforms, that is YouTube, Mchana Pool Club, YouTube, Peter Chebe Live, as well as Break and Finish Live on Facebook. Out of the first 5 frames, 4 were won in quick succession by Ishmael, and then Ibra winning a 5th to make it 4-1. What we are watching is Ishmael now erasing the frame that Ibra won last. There is no doubt that for the first quarter of the match, Ishmael is starting off as the stronger player. It is Ishmael 5 and Ibra 1, and the race to 21 for $2,000. Special thanks to all of you that are tuning in to watch this action, the fans, but most importantly, the players, managers, and sponsors. That is Jamlock Sports Bar, as well as Mchana Pub and Grill, as well as the mighty Roxbury near Kampala in Uganda. 6 frames played, Ishmael 5 and Ibra 1. And as a matter of fact, it is a match that is a consequence of the Ugandans making a tour of Kenya, targeting to play money matches and tournaments in Kenya, but specific interest they had in playing against both Ishmael and Ginte, who are from South Africa and Zimbabwe respectively, but resident in Nairobi. Just a little disappointed that Ginte is now in Nigeria, with the hope that he will make it into Nairobi as quick as possible to play at least 1 match, if not 2, with any of the 3 Ugandans that are now in Kenya. They are Rashid Wagaba and Ibra Ssejjemba, who did come first. And just as Ishmael made a complaint that he does not want to play 1 match in a day because it is not part of Ugandan sport culture. This one I'm telling you as Ugandan, to play 2 money matches for the same player on the same date. It doesn't happen that way. When it does happen, even the public starts doubting whether it was serious competition. So the Ugandans had to call for backup in order to satisfy Ishmael's appetite for races. That is why Ian boarded the Bebeto bus from Kampala. That was on Saturday, making it here on Sunday yesterday, and playing a money match with Ishmael, racing to 21, with Ishmael winning that one by 21 frames to 12. Earlier in the day yesterday, Ibra had defeated Kenya's Patrick Mwangi. Ibra defeated Kenya's Kelvin Yegon by 21 frames to 9, while Rashid Wagaba, the dog in the city, defeated Kenya's Patrick Mwangi by 21 frames to 17, which is one of the most balanced game in terms of competition of them all that have happened in the event, with due respect to the ones between Dog City and Ishmael. And yes, Dog City has gotten 2 victories against Ishmael. He's the most successful player in the tour as well, and you can say followed by Ibra, who has lost 1 match to Ishmael and won the other. But even importantly, just 2 days ago, Ibra won the 32-man competition that was organized at Jamlock Sports Bar, about 25 kilometers east of Nairobi, just alongside Mombasa Road. The other Ugandan is the boy that is Yahya Mpindi, who has played 2 money matches, winning 1 and losing the other. His intention is to play with Kenyan internationals only. First of all, defeating Dominic Maina. That was the day, that was last Thursday, and then yesterday, Sunday, he lost against Henry Mwangi, who is right now, by the way, racing against John Chalo in the table that you can probably see in the background for those that are watching on Break and Finish Live, as well as Peter Chode live. Ibra has lost a little bit of the cue ball. He now knows that his pattern must be perfect to stand a chance, because Ishmael is coming into this one oozing with both fire and quality and confidence, winning 5 out of the last 6, and doing that all taking very little time. He may have to play the yellow with power, because if he simply rolls it in, he may get himself snookered. Maybe have a little cut of the yellow on the right, put it to the corner pocket top left, and then play the cue ball into one of those reds with precision. The other option would be to play with power, then have the cue ball bounce off different cushions. He opts to play the cue ball into the black, which is anyway the safer of the options. However, it gives him a relatively big level of difficulty putting the black. You fancy him. He's some kind of expert with these kinds of situations, and the expertise comes through. Ibra Ssejjemba 2 and Ishmael Mthethwa 3. I'm seated near a fan whom I'm seeing supporting Paul for the very first time. How are you, young lady?
Hello.
Just you are speaking to. We are being listened to about 1,500 people. Just tell us. I'm seeing you watching a pool game for the very first time. What do you know about this game? I just want to see how popular the game is in this part of the country.
It's very popular, but for me, I've known the game from my friend. That's how I enjoy coming here and watching the game.
Do you play pool yourself?
I have played like twice.
Do you know how fun it is when you play?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Do you know that there are ladies in this club, Mchana, who move around the continent and even out of the continent simply to play and compete?
No, but I can want to see one though.
It's a real way of life. You can talk to the lady called PR. She's around there. She can introduce you. It is such fun, and you will be a good addition, because you see. Do you know something about these 2 players?
Yes, one.
Who of them in particular?
Ishmael.
Where does he come from?
South Africa.
And then you know nothing about his opponent. His opponent has been frequenting here at least twice a year for the last 6 years.
I just know he's from Uganda, that's all.
Yeah. Enjoy your game, eh? And just in case you may be interested in knowing, the other Ugandan, Ian Kazwe, is also at the venue and wants a piece of Ishmael after the match between Ishmael and Ibra. 5 frames to 2, with the South African in the lead after 7 frames played. It's going to be some kind of long evening for both players. Ishmael is having a relatively good, maybe not comfortable enough, but he knows that it will not be a walk in the park. First time out that they faced off, he grabbed the ball by the horn at the very start of the match and won relatively comfortably against Ibra with a margin of 10, a result that ended by 21 frames to 11. On the day, the difference in performance was that Ishmael was playing very well and Ibra was playing very poor. Now Ishmael is, for the frames that he has been winning, he has been playing very well, but Ibra for those frames has not been getting chance to play, so you wouldn't judge the score. You wouldn't use the score line to judge the difference between the players. It is Ishmael that has been utilizing his chances very well and Ibra not getting his chances as much as Ishmael is. The South African punished the Ugandan fans yesterday evening in a post-match interview after him defeating Ian. He's a very vibrant guy. I love the way he celebrates. He puts his fans as part of the game. He also likes to shout out to his sponsors when he gets his wins. In his words, when he was asked about the action that is happening between himself and the Ugandans. He said, I told them I am here for them. I want them all. Now here's one of them. He also said he will want to play a minimum of 2 races per day. So 2 Ugandans, including including Ibra and Ian, are ready to give him action today. But there is another Ugandan, Dog City, who is not yet at the venue, but is also open for business. For the Ugandans, this I have to tell you, as long as they can play 1 race a day, they will give you all the matches you have. Perhaps you want. There is also talk now of a team event between the Mchana team and the Ugandans, who are 5 in number and can make a team. That one, I know that chairman is watching and listening, and I know that he will be shaking tables around like he always does for the sake of the entertainment of the content chairman. We kindly request for a team game between the Mchana team and the Ugandan team. I know you love team pool. It will be fun. And for the Ugandans, they will have their hustle lessened a little bit because of the absence of some of the best players from the Mchana team. That is City and BK. I don't know who else. But there are a lot of good players around. It will still be a fun and competitive match, no matter what. Ishmael playing the yellows, 5 of they are in number. A frame that will clearly be one first in the mind, not just in the body, because of a yellow that is so close to 2 reds, pretty much touching them at the left of the table if you're watching on Channel Club, which is the top if you're watching on Break and Finish. As Ishmael plays yellow now off the cushion into the corner pocket at the top, getting to position the yellow at point where Ibra will not be having it funny to play. Nonetheless, can play the red now to the corner pocket where Ish has just played a yellow, and Ibra gets to pot. I doubt though that his intention was to pot. Once again, our location is Mchana Pub and Grill, alongside Ngong Road, opposite Prestige Plaza in Nairobi. Just in case you are in and around Nairobi, feel free to come and enjoy the action at the venue. Simply have to buy a drink of your choice to enjoy the action, and at very friendly prices. There are 6 standard blackboard tables at the arena, all of the same quality of the one that you're watching, which some players say is the best pool table in the African continent. You pot when you're supposed to pot, you don't pot when you're not supposed to pot. What you play is what you get when you play on this table. Perhaps this match was actually supposed to be played at Jamlock. Ishmael said, I want to have a little bit of more action on this table because of this quality. Otherwise, tomorrow there's expected to be more action between the two still at Jamlock. Pro team, thank you for watching on Channel Polo Cup and Omonyi Rama. Welcome to the stream, Paul Kinyoa. You said this guy is an animal today. You are referring to Ash, to Ish. Sorry, Ish is something. He's also a vibe in terms of how to gamble. He's a teacher of the game on the African continent because of his never say die attitude while gambling, because this is professional gambling that I have to say. He was nicknamed the Die Hard. He can play from now up to 5 a.m. in the morning, as long as the opponent is not fed up with playing. And once again, told the Ugandans in their face, I am here for you. How good will he play? And look at what Ishmael is doing. That is just about the imagination. Playing the cue ball into a yellow, sliding off a yellow, putting red, and splitting up the yellows and creating now an opening which is winning him a 6th frame. Perhaps you'll want to put, I think, yellow and black to the same corner pocket, bottom right, cue ball off the black into the cushion. That will go down as one of the best 4th frames for Ishmael in the match, and yet still wins it. When you think that Ibra should be the better player in the technical game, Ishmael beats Ibra on his own game. 8 frames played, Ishmael 6 and Ibra 2. Andrew Banda, thank you for watching. You are asking on the Facebook stream where the umpire is. Having the umpire when it's gambling games, it's upon the players to call for an umpire or not. They decided to do auto officiation and they are doing it professionally. But should they disagree on anything during the match, then there will be consultation, which we can always do, especially that we have the benefit of video evidence. For instance, there was a situation when they faced off for the first time, something that caused a lot of tantrums on social media. In fact, the final decision was done with consultation of officials of the Kenya Black Ball Pool Federation. So you have to respect authority. At the end of the day, that one as well makes sense. It did not affect the outcome of the match in any stretch of imagination, but this one could. One of the best, if not the very best shots that Ibra has played in the match. He's that kind of guy. Sometimes he can get you surprised. When you think he may play not to pot, when you think he may pot casually, then he plays a big shot like you see him do. Potting big with power, with backspin, bouncing the cue ball off the left cushion, playing it direct into yellow and the black, and yet at the very next time of action, he fouls. Maybe that is an indication of maybe the destiny of this match, for the fact that Ishmael is playing better, thinking better, attacking better. even when Ibra, you get to think, is playing a shot that is winning him a frame to pull one back, the same player gets to fumble with such a big opportunity to win the frame. As for Ishmael, he will not mind. He will look at this as yet another opportunity to try and now completely reclaim the money that he has lost a little bit to the Ugandans. The 2 money matches that he lost against Dog City. There is as well the second that he lost against Ibra yesterday. He won against Ian. Put into consideration the first race that he won against Ibra. This one could be a third match he will be winning if he wins. That is out of 6. But he will be having now profit in terms of monies if he wins, and will be putting black to the corner pocket at the top left and is winning the frame. A big sigh of relief after putting black. Of course, a necessary sigh. Ishmael 7 and Ibra 2. Adinanandra, thank you for watching. Nathan Magisha on the YouTube stream, welcome as well. Power Pool, thank you for watching. Michael Kalema, you said give him no mercy. Ibra, Michael, the guy you are playing, is badly down by a difference of 5 frames. The journey is still long. Ibra can still win, but he will have to be at his best. And in the tour that the Ugandans are having against Ishmael, there has already been a match in which a Ugandan came bigly from behind. I think Ishmael led by, must have been 17 frames to 10 or something like that against Dog City. And then Dog City won the first match by 21 frames to 19. So you cannot say never. Both players are very good long racers, with Ibra having somewhat a better run of results, both against Ishmael and South African players in general. The player against whom Ibra has not won in a long race is Aiden. Just once they have played. That was in Kampala in 2023. The match was won by Aiden by 21 frames to 16. He as well has played against Aiden thrice more this time round in tournaments. That was first at the Eastern Central African Southern African Championships. Sorry, that was in Lusaka, won by Aiden in the round of last 16 by 9 frames to 7. Then the Grand Mchana First Edition, same venue, same table. In 2023, the match was won by Ibra, 9 frames to 4. That was quite convincing. And then a little recently, last year, during the African Ultimate Pool Championships, the two faced off in the round of last 32. The match was won by Aiden in a race to 7. A decider, it was 7 frames to 6. Ibra also played a money match against, I think it was Tammy, in 2023 in Johannesburg. It was won by Tammy. Last year he played a money match against Jerry. It was won by Ibra. This time round he does the magic, plays the big shot When the cue ball was moving, there was always fear he could get snookered with the cue ball, having a chance of being played behind the yellow. He has full sight of the red, most especially the fact that he has to cut it rightwards, then move it to the corner pocket at the bottom left of the screen, which is bottom right if you're watching on Mchana Pool Club. Rolling the ball, naturally moves the cue ball towards the top end. He may have to use a little bit of power. He may want to put black to the center pocket on the left. Cue ball bouncing off to cushions. It looks like a little too much power. He still has sight of the black. Can put it to the corner pocket, either top left or top right. I think he's going for the top left because he has more sight of the black in that regard. He hopes to put, and yes, he does. A well finished frame by the killer. Ibra Ssejjemba 3 after 10 frames of play, and Ishmael Mthethwa 7.
You see that shot this guy, motherfucker, this the red here. Come on, Ishmael. What the fuck are you doing? You want us to practice in the pocket? Ishmael. Give this up.
The Ugandan seems intent on making little steps in trying to get back to Ishmael. The two players play an exclusive, different style of attack, and not similar in any kind of way. Both can be effective on their day. Ibra playing mostly offensive pool, but very cautious, taking time between shots, taking less risks many times very effective. The diehard just wants to go for the game. It's more entertaining, also quicker, and has a bigger heart for competition. Frame 11 is won by Ibra. It is 7 frames to 4. Another race is happening in the background. Henry Mangi leads against John Chalo by 12 frames to 7 in a race to 21. And the Ugandan boy, Yehaya, is as well open for business. It could have a match for him against any Kenyan player willing to race with him. The background stable, most especially if this game ends as Ian races with Ishmael. The guy really has the heart for the game. When he played and lost against Dog City on the day that was Friday last week, he only had a rest for 5 minutes. That's after playing 40 competitive frames, losing by 21 frames to 19 against Dog City. He rested for 5 minutes and then played another rest to 21 against Ibra, and he won it. The following day, Ibra won. This one is to see who of the two will be the first to 2 wins. And in another way, whoever will be winning this race will be now in profits in terms of count of money. They will have one from the advent of Kenya. As for Ibra, he lost one race to 21 for $2,000 and won the other. He could maybe be some kind of beneficiary in terms of count of profits, in terms of when you consider the fact that he won a 32-man comp at Jamlock last Saturday after beating Yegon Kelvin in the final. I'm actually already forgetting what's wrong with me. He's in big profits. He as well won a $1,000 pot race yesterday with the same player on the same table. Just about at the same time yesterday. He's making Kelvin work absolutely hard for Ibra as he plays those little shots. His intention is to keep his balls in as much space as possible, deny Kelvin with as thin white as possible, then hope for a chance to play, which he could want to utilize as a chance to go for the frame and come within 2 of Ishmael. I don't know why at one time I called him Kelvin. It could be a foul. This one, it is not. In fact, it is effective. And in that sense, Kelvin matches, if not outmatches, Ibra on the tactical side of the game. And these two players are both very, very experienced now. Even Ibra, only in his mid-20s, has experience of playing competitive pool for more than 10 years. And Kelvin has played at the top competitive level for 1.5 decades plus and still going strong. He seems more achieved in terms of accolades won, especially numerous titles that he won locally in South Africa, most especially in the years that were 2013, 14, 15 and 16, including him being African champion 2014 and South African champion the following year. He has also been ranked first by the All Africa Pool Associations, that is in 2014. As for Ibra, he has achieved quite in his home country Uganda, but has not yet been Ugandan national champion. He has also not yet been an African champion, but he has 2 big tournaments won outside the country, that is the Grand Mchana 2023 at the same venue, same table, as well as the Billiards Cafe Classic First Edition 1.5 years earlier. Perhaps his intention is to go for the frame. His pattern is coming through, that I have to say. All that was played with intent. It wasn't as easy avoiding the cue ball or contacting the reds. He had to make big left spin on the cue ball, preventing it from going so rightwards where the reds are. Now can put yellow to the side pocket on the left, maybe play the cue ball into the black. That's the natural movement of the cue ball. It will be a little bit questionable if he played with a little power shot with that kind of results. What he needs is to put the ball that he can put, that is the yellow closest to the cue ball, and then somehow maintain the cue ball for him to put yet another. And it will be a handful of a shot, because any natural movement doesn't guarantee him cue ball for him to put any of the other yellows. Seemingly spotting and playing the cue ball into the black. That is the risk I always feared for him. He may have articulated it well enough. If the cue ball can pass in between the red on its left and the yellow in the middle of the 3 yellows, and then play the yellow that is on the left. If he puts it to the side pocket on the left with a little bit of top spin, he could put the yellow now, which is in between red and black, as the very next. This one to play with top spin. But it's still tricky. The match was very fast for the first 10 frames. For the next 10, the players seem to have slowed down their playing pace. I'm not so certain Ibra has full sight of the yellow that is topwards of the two. The one that is in between red and black, it should be the one he is intent on playing. And by his body language, seemingly he cannot see it in full. The one close to the cue ball is the one he wants to play with bank off the cushion on the right into the corner pocket top left. Very, very good recovery from the Ugandan. And after fighting for a frame so hard, thinking out so big, he's finishing a frame so well. The comeback is on. The match is alive. Ibra is now coming within just 2 frames of Ishmael. It is now Ibra 5 and Ishmael 7.
Sending back to South Africa in one-way ticket. You're buying your ticket tomorrow. This man. If you lose this game, tomorrow you're going back to South Africa. The focus.
Yeah. Needs to focus.
Let's go, Ellis.
The break by Ibra in frame number 12 has been dry. Ishmael will wants to pull further away from Ibra. You don't want Ibra to come within 1 frame of you if you're Ishmael, most especially after winning 5 of the first 6 and then 6 of the first 7. Since then, Ibra has been playing relatively better, more composed, also changing playing style, reducing Ishmael's speed, with Ibra now controlling the playing tempo. As for Ishmael, he really wants to inflict his bullish style on Ibra. And there is every chance that for at least this ongoing frame he will. If he can manipulate cue ball for the 2 reds so close to each other, just around the middle of the table, he will be good to go for an apple. A green one, at least after a dry break by Ibra. Perhaps the 2 reds touching each other. One of them, which is bottomwards, can go in to the corner pocket's bottom left. He's choosing instead to play the one that is parked at corner pocket, playing the cue ball into the cushion, maintaining cue ball perfectly well for him to put perhaps both to the same side pocket, with back spinning of the cue ball, another shot with the same exact skill. Now for him to put black in what is going to become perhaps the quickest finished frame of the match. The South African regains the 3-frame lead. It is now Ishmael 8 and Ibra 5. Now, just after Ibra broke dry for Ishmael to finish the frame that ended last, in the very following frame. Ishmael scratched on the break. That same frame could be won by Ibra in the same exact way that Ishmael won the previous come to the table. After your opponent not breaking well, finish the frame, pull another one back. The yellow he's about to play, the one that is frozen against the cushion, is the will be bad of the 4 left-hand table. As he now puts it, cue ball bounces off, naturally moves close to the 3 yellows in a position where he could start with either of the 2, perhaps the one that is topwards of them all. A little backspin creates natural white for yet another. Wanting now as well to put it to the same corner pocket top right. Again with the same exact seal. Again a little backspin as he manipulates a clearance that is surely bringing him yet again within 2 frames of Ishmael. White is natural for the black. The rest is a formality. 14 frames played. Ibra 6, Ishmael 8, race to 21. Welcome to the stream once again, Robin Chambade. You are all over Hazard saying he's the next big thing to Ugandan pool after Caesar. Maybe because Ishmael said he's available for competition for Ugandan players between Hazard and Caesar. I don't know why he said those two that he's not playing against them. I will have to ask him after the match, most especially if he's in the mode, most especially if he wins. Please, anytime that you get any issue with the quality of your stream, please advise accordingly. Jesse and myself are here to try as much as possible to ensure that you get to the best of our abilities and a non-interrupted stream. Ishmael is not yet done. The Ugandans are not yet done. They are creating a very big rivalry between themselves. When Ishmael was being interviewed right after him defeating Ian, he wore a very serious face. He was also demonstrating his words with gestures. I still almost can see him saying, "I am here for them." He was referring to the Ugandans, and then he continued by saying, "I want them all." So one of them is now dancing with Ishmael, with Ish leading with a lead of 2 frames, as frame number 15 is now upon us. He's playing reds. Now the red that is closer to the cue ball, the one that is bottomwards if you're watching on channel Pulukab, it is the red that is leftwards if you're watching on break and finish. He wants to put it to the corner pocket top left with top spin cue ball following the red all the way off the cushion, all the way. I am sure he will want to play and put the red closer now with the cue ball again to the corresponding corner pocket top right with the same exact skill. Play with top spin, have the cue ball bounce off the top cushion with the left spin on the cue ball. It moves in a direction where he can put the other red. Unfortunately, he played with the right skill. The cue ball lacked a little bit of direction. He played it instead into the yellow. It was the right skill, but the shot lacked a little bit of spin. It needed more spin to play it more leftwards. He can recover. If he can find the red, he seemingly will. He finds the red, but it will be advantage Ibra this one. Almost all the time that top players are against each other in frames looking like this, with one of them having 7 balls with the other one. The one with more balls on the table is almost guaranteed of winning the frame. I want to think that Ibra will want a little bit of patience. He may have to put 1 or 2 yellows, then play 1 snooker, then hopefully for him get a free shot that will be winning him the frame. If he does, it will be the first time that he will be within just 1 frame of Ishmael. He has done something exceptionally well, Ibra. When your opponent starts all guns blazing, because Ishmael was complete fire at the start of the match, winning a number of frames with just a visit on the table, taking very little time. Ibra kept calm, he kept his cool, he remained composed, just started fighting for the match, started fighting for each frame as it comes. Another player could easily have been bullied by Ishmael, and with 14 frames, before you know it, it will be perhaps 11-3 or something. But Ibra demonstrated too much experience in coming close to Ishmael. Now he's coming even closer. Even when I really thought he was not going for the frame, now he's demonstrating his offensive side of the game and reminding all that call him just that slow guy that yes, I am slow but sure, as if communicating to us direct. Now having to put the 2 yellows left on the table, 1 to the corner pocket top right, the other to the center pocket on the left. The black is there for the taking. The frame is pretty much good as gone from Ishmael. To put with a little backspin. For me, putting the 1 to the center pocket shouldn't be the better game plan. The one he's now changing his mind to play first is way safer. The little backspin is the shot that is being played the most number of times. Again, he will be potting with the little backspin. As close the cue ball can be to the black, and the Ugandan killer with 15 frames is now within just 1 frame of Ishmael. It is Ibra 7 and Ishmael 8.
So we can agree. Many times when we change.
Why don't you drink this as well? Bro, why don't you enjoy this? I first saw that guy online before I even met him. The guy can speak, doesn't care.
He has a foul mouth.
So I don't know no, serious. He's always criticizing marriage. On online, he says marriage is rubbish. So yesterday I told him I dreamt when I was a guest at your wedding. He was like, Peter, be careful. Never tell me that.
I don't know where this game is taking us. What I'm sure of is that we are having perfect competition. Two players cancelling out each and everything that the other is doing. And who doesn't like such a fairly balanced game? It is now 9 frames to 6. Dear viewers, if you're just joining the stream, Ishmael Mthethwa leading against Ibra Ssejjemba. They are playing off in a long race for the third time in 4 days, with each one of them having won once, at least in the last 4 days, but not exactly the first time they ever faced off. The first was actually in 2021 at on the eve of the Eastern Southern African Pool Championship, the tournament that was organized at the OYDC in Lusaka, won by Eden. These two faced off for 1,000 US dollars prior to the tournament. The night before, the match was won in a race to 16 by 16 frames to 12 by Ibra. Frame 17 broken by Ish, as Ishmael is nicknamed, just by having his name in short. And Ibra has got a number of nicknames. Ishmael is simply called either Ish, but he also likes to be called the Die Hard, because Ish is just a short form of his name. The Die Hard is who he identifies as. That guy who never lets go, that guy who doesn't want you to take his money until you deplete his pockets completely, that guy who can play for 10 hours non-stop in competitive action and still yearns for more. Everybody at Jamlock last Friday was very, very surprised when he was defeated by Dog City for $2,000 by 21 frames to 19, and then put money to, and then said, I'm playing with Ibra. He just took a glass of water and said, umpire, put the games. And in the next 3 minutes, the match had started and he won it. And with a very big scoreline of 21 frames to 11. He is on the yellows. Not very happy with himself for the fact that the cable is a little thin. He has sight of only one of the yellows, the one that is leftwards of the 6. Perhaps there is another, the one that is frozen against the caution. Plays it with caution drive. It lacked perfection, but it is effective because he packs the yellow right in front of Ibra's red. So it is Ibra's red at the corner pocket bottom right, which is entangled between two of Ishmael's yellows. The background has the match between Henry and JC, with Henry Mwangi leading against John Charlo by 16 frames to 10. By the way, African pool was just about races to 9, 10, 11 at maximum 13, sometimes 15 at the very maximum, until there that was 2021, when then the best two Ugandans in the country decided to race to 21. So one of the first money matches I streamed between Ibra Ssejjemba and Bwanika Mansour. They played it out for the whole of 6 hours because it had a lot of time out, with Ibra having a medical break during the course of play. I remember starting it at noon and it ended at 6 p.m. And it had a lot of internet traffic, and Africa was really attracted to these long races. They then migrated to Zambia because later in there, Jerry did make a tour of that country at the time when Caesar was as well resident in Zambia. Then Zimbabwe and Uganda, they are so fond of playing long races. Now even Kenya is coming through. If you are to beat me, you have to play long enough. But I think I have streamed 2 races to 25. One of them for the whole of $4,000 between Caesar and Jerry in Kampala. A rematch it was, bigly won by Caesar by 25 frames to 10. The other, if I'm not mistaken, should have been the rest to 25 when Caesar had started Ethan Chetty in South Africa with +7, unless my mind is lying to me. Otherwise, the longest races in Africa are predominantly races to 21. That is magic from Ibra. In one split second, a badly looking frame is looking pretty good and finishable. That is why many times I say that this guy is class. When you just look at him inspecting the table, you just get a feeling he has a lot of ideas. He's just contemplating which one of them to go for. Most of the times, the one that he finally goes for, he just makes sure, as pool players normally say. He has to pot, then move the keyboard towards the top end of the table, backspin into the right cushion. He's not snookered, he is okay. He has sight of both of the reds remaining on the table. The one that is leftwards of the 2, I think, is the one he will be playing first. He's deciding to play the right one first. I'm not even certain it's the right decision. The umpire rules that there has been a foul. Umpire James Kimani rules that Ibra has gotten the cue ball touching the yellow. Ibra sits. Ibra is on his seat. Says he communicates to Ishmael, proceed with playing. Just I will just take a few seconds to relook at the situation. As Ishmael puts Ibra's red for a free shot. It's the first time in the match that a foul has been called. From the YouTube stream that is on Peter Cheve Live, I think the umpire was right. Ishmael didn't see. He was as well surprised when he was told that it is his turn on table. But I'm only surprised that Ishmael is allowing Ibra back. What looked so close to Ibra equalizing for the first time since the start of the match is now even closer to Ishmael regaining a 2-frame lead. That is very good technical play from Ishmael, with the assumption that he has knocked Ibra totally. He will be playing off the top cushion once with as minimal power as possible, playing to the red and snooker Ishmael. He does escape the snooker, but he doesn't snooker Ishmael, who will want to play the yellow that is rightwards, and then snooker Ibra himself, which he does. This time the distance between the red and the cushion is now bigger, and that makes it a little bit more difficult for Ibra to find the red off the cushion. Nonetheless, it is findable. Maybe a sight of the red because he seems to be playing direct. Maybe he's going for the bank, goes for the bank, misses it bigly, plays the red at the bottom end where Ishmael has two of his yellows, a frame that I think is now pretty much won by Ishmael, who wants to put both yellows to the same side pocket on the left, and then the two yellows which are bottomwards to the same bottom corner pocket on the right. This one to play with the little backspin, maybe play the white into the red, just like that. Then roll the cue ball right against the yellow, have the cue ball bounce a little off the right cushion. The rest is a formality. Ish 10 and Ibra 8. Just looking at the comments, majority seem not to be in agreement with the umpire. Even the camera position is not that clear, that I have to say. but I'll also be taking a little bit more seconds to relook at the situation, because it is the reason why the score is not 9-9 but 10-8 after 18 frames of play. Just been trying to have the 3 camera angles, try and provide an opinion, just an opinion, because the umpire's ruling, the umpire's call is the final call. The umpire is a human being. This I can confirm to you that there was no foul. It's wrong. I personally give a lot of respect to Ibra in this case for choosing to respect the umpire's ruling, even though he did not think that it was fair. Nonetheless, the following 2 frames, both of them in a row, have been won by Ishmael. That is what matters. After 19 frames, it is Ishmael 11 and Ibra 8, as Ishmael breaks dry in frame number 20, which is pretty much the halfway point of this long race.
What? Sometimes
frames to 8. Once again, it is frame number 20. Matches between players of this level can have the break be a big determinant between victory and defeat. And this match is complete entertainment to the continent. Both players are playing at a very respectable level. And everything that is happening, the dry breaks, the fair breaks, and the calculated angles, the moves, even the drama, the mistakes of the umpires, everything is what makes a money match very entertaining. In this one, Ibra is going for it. He's having full body stretch. Of course, he has a small body. He does know how to maneuver big distances between white and black, and this is a classic example. He wins with reverse dish. After 20 frames, it is Ishmael 11 and Ibra 9. By the way, I'm surprised, but in a very good way, at how both of these players are willing to give the game to each other. It doesn't happen so many times that half of the race is complete, and when we are already in the second half, and none of the players has requested for timeout. They just want to take on each other. I want to believe that this match is also buoyed by the words that were launched by Ishmael after the end of yesterday's game, simply to boost his morale and fire himself up and maybe put the Ugandans in pressure ahead of this one. He has a chance of having his lead increased to 3 by now putting the last yellow on the table to the corner pocket. The cue ball with a little right spin. After bouncing off the cushion, moves right towards exactly where he needs it. Will be winning this. Will be increasing it to 3. Will be starting to make himself at least a slight favorite for the victory. At one time he was stroking as though he wanted to go for the bank to the corresponding center pocket on the right. It's what he's doing. No, he's going for the direct cut into the center pocket left, and yes, gets it right. Ishmael 12 and Ibra 9. And Andy Landovo says, "War, sir." Ishmael pass, supporting Ishmael, I think from Zimbabwe. Of course, every Zim will be supporting Ishmael, and for the right reasons. He is Zim by blood. Jem Tafam. Yes. Kefas Zingai. Thank you for watching. And Biamaka Rogers, you say Ibra is the top player. Why would he accept a forced foul when there is VAR? It is the player's call. When the umpire rules a foul, the umpire has the right decision, but the players, especially in this organized gambling match, the player may request for further proof now that there is proof, but if the player doesn't request, the umpire's ruling remains final. The commentator's business is only with the viewers that are online. The commentator has no say in what goes on in the match. Just to make that one clear. Bless Mokotino, thank you for watching. Seem to be supporting Ish as well. Kepchichir Kevin, you want me to say Andrew Kibe is at the background? Yes, he's at the background. He's very stubborn, Kibe. I was watching his content even when I didn't know about him. He's one guy that says everything that he wants. For whatever reason, I was watching him saying, by the way, this is completely out of the match. He's a very famous personnel perhaps on social media here in Kenya. He's driving a narrative about marriage being a bad thing. I don't know why, and he looked very serious and says marriage is for fools. Those were his words. So yesterday I told him that I had a dream when I attended his wedding. He almost chased me to kick me. He doesn't want to hear anything being associated with him and marriage. So Kibe has had me speak about him, so we'll be saying in the commentary booth in the next one minute to come and conclude his issues with you. And maybe Ibra is concluding an issue with yet another frame in a match that is being played at the top level. Ishmael playing sublime for most of the match, besides the very first 20 minutes, the very first 5 frames of play. Besides those, Ibra has been matching him quite perfect. It is one thing Ibra is doing well, keeping the score in check, not allowing Ishmael's lead become insurmountable. I think because of the lead that is 12 frames to 9, because Ishmael needs less than 10 frames to win to get the money, that makes him a slight favorite, but Ibra still has an outright chance of winning the match. And I'm certain that irrespective of the outcome of this match, they will give each other another match tomorrow. But there are 2 other Ugandans that are looking forward to making Ishmael lose more money. That is Ian, who is at the venue, and Dog City, who is not yet, but did tell me earlier today, perhaps in the afternoon, that he's not yet tired of racing against Ishmael. It's the beauty that pool is one of very few sports that Uganda and South Africa are pitted together in fair competition where stuff can go either way. In maybe 90% of sports, the countries cannot be pitted together whatsoever. In some sports, South Africa is one of the best nations in the world, most especially rugby, and then cricket, and perhaps swimming. But in the ongoing frame, it is the Ugandan on the verge of winning as Andrew Kibe comes into the conversation.
What's happening, Peter Chobe Live?
Kibe, there's a fan who is asking you why are you against marriage?
Marriage is for losers. Peter Chobe Live, are you married?
Yes, I am.
You're a loser.
You are not serious.
Yes, and I shall wait for you to be destroyed by marriage, and I shall be there to pick up the pieces. Yes.
Now you say
one day you shall come to us,
yeah,
and you shall even stop commentating. You shall be crying like a bitch. Oh, Kibe, can you help me? Please help me. Oli Muzilu.
Now you said you are staking $1,000 on Ishmael to win.
Yes.
Why 1,000 and yet he's playing
whatever anybody has out there, I'm staking it on you, Ishmael.
Is it because Ishmael is some kind of, because he's resident here and he's some kind of friend of yours?
No, Ishmael is my buddy.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put whatever it takes on Ishmael. Any amount, anytime. Whoever is out there right now, they can put whatever. I have the money. Any amount right now. Ishmael is going to win this game.
Yeah, but you, aren't you being coward, staking on someone who is already leading with 3?
No, even yesterday I was taking on Ishmael.
Maybe it will be better if you stake on him in another game, which will, because now he's leading. He's even going to increase his lead to 4 frames.
Yeah, but are you mad to stake on somebody who doesn't win?
Maybe you give them some kind of start. Like,
no. You see, you do what you want to do in your life. I will do what I want to do in my life.
With your money.
Yeah, it's your money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if your money is stupid, if you have stupid money, then you can put it on who? On Ibra. But tonight is Ishmael. It's Ishmael's night. And everybody who's listening, let me tell you, we are here at Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi, Kenya. This is the biggest pool hall in Kenya, hands down, best. If you're ever in Nairobi or in Kenya, you better come here, enjoy yourself, have some good food.
Some pool players have told me that this table on which this match is the best pool table in Africa. Some have told me so.
Yes.
Because it really serves exactly what you play.
This here, right now, is one of the best pool tables we have in Africa, because whether you play hard or soft, it's always going to deliver the results that you want.
It's really a standard table. By the way,
it's a best table in Africa.
It's the same brand of table on which events like the European Ultimate Championships, World Food Championships, they play on this same table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's good that you know that, Peter Chobe Live.
So chairman is really very useful.
Wherever you are, chairman, if you're listening to us, thank you for giving us a world-class table. Thank you for giving us an opportunity.
It's not just one, it's a number of tables.
We have 9 tables here.
And they are all the same.
9 tables.
Same brand.
Yes. And Peter Chobe Live, we love you here.
I feel home every time I come.
We love you here. Every time you come here, we enjoy your presence.
This time around, the stay here is not limited to visa or something. I can stay around for as long as I wish.
Peter Chobe, stay here.
Yeah.
Let us give you a woman, you get some babies.
Thank you. You'll start spilling the secrets now.
No more secrets. Yeah. Thank you, Peter Chobe Live. You're doing a great job. Let us keep building this sport. You are a part of this sport in Africa. It doesn't matter what anybody says, Peter Chobe Live. You're a part of this history.
Thank you very much.
We shall remember you.
And for me?
We shall remember you in the history books. Peter Chobe Live made pool in Africa. You made it happen. No, Peter, you're talking. Why are you talking, Peter Chobe Live?
Okay, I'm silent.
Yeah. When I saw you now in South Africa, I was like, man, this guy really loves this game. And you know the stats, you know everything about this game. So Peter Chobe Live, keep going. We're behind you. Whatever you want, just let us know.
Thank you, thank you.
You know, in
Keep it.
Uganda you're poor, but in Kenya we have money. We can finance whatever it is.
You've
we want.
started your banter with Ugandans.
No, my Ugandan friends, I love all of you. I'll be coming to see you very soon. But thank you, Peters of the Light.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Thank you. That is Andrew Kibe. He's all of us. He's one of the most powerful social media personnel in Uganda, in Kenya, simply because he speaks in quotes carelessly. He can say anything despite whom it hurts, and can use any language of his choice, not language in either as in saying English or Kiswahili. He can choose any word he may decide to choose, and he doesn't care who is affected, and people like him for just expressing his opinion. And even those who don't like his opinion, they say, after all, it is Kibe. Anyway, live at Mchana Pub and Grill, Ngong Road, opposite Prestige Plaza. It's the first time in the match that Ishmael could be taking a 5-frame lead, and is doing it with class, with quality. I didn't see it coming how neatly he was playing the cue ball with backspin, bouncing off 2 cushions in a position where he is now putting the last yellow on table in what could be the best clearance of the match. Not just the best, but also the most decisive. It will be the first time, like I said before, he's having a 5-frame lead as he puts black to the side pocket on the left. Ishmael 14 and Ibra 9. On a good note, I was just informed by one of the team managers here that my plea to chairman, when I was, I think, commentating in the 7th frame or so, requesting for a team game between Mchana and the Ugandans. Maybe it is being embraced by chairman. We could see a poster soon. As much as we saw a poster of Ishmael wanting to take on Ibra, a poster that is seeing Ishmael now a much more determined player for the victory of this battle. With money to fight for, with country at heart, with pride at stake, and a chance for revenge, Ishmael could be winning now what will be a 5th frame in a row. He's starting to make it a little bit light work. It's like he's picking at the business end of the match. He's like now the more hungry player. He's displaying quality, confidence, greed, class, all in the same time. He's putting black yet again to the pocket where he has putted perhaps the most amount of blacks in the match. That side pocket on the left. It is Ishmael having a 6-frame lead in the match. Ladies and gentlemen, Ishmael Mthethwa 15 and Ibra Ssejjemba 9. As Ibra gets time out for the very first time in the match, he will return to the table to need 11 frames, as Ishmael will need to win 6 out of the remaining 16 frames. Once again, Ishmael leads by 15 frames to 9. Time out for 3 minutes. Ibra.
Filifili ya Taska. Why are you managing it? Why are you with it? What is course? 59. Umelewa, toka hapo.
Good evening, dear viewers, once again, and welcome back from that time break, which also had the commentator have a supper break. You are watching a professional gambling match. I'm now using the words direct, a money match between Uganda's Ibra Ssejjemba, donning white and yellow, some little shade of black and red, which are the official national colors of Uganda, his country, racing to 21 against South Africa's Ishmael Mthethwa, the guy that is donning red. For the consequence of loss of 2,000 US dollars, the two are racing to 21. There is a foul. Ibra is not just playing not well enough, he is also out of luck. It doesn't happen all the time for him to find himself having such position of the cue ball after playing
realistically well enough at least to try and win the frame, which will be him just try to pull one back, most especially after the frustration of him going 9 frames to 15 down and then asking for timeout, and right after timing, Ishmael finished the next frame with 1 visit of the table, and now with the South African having a 16 frames to 9 lead. If he wins this frame, he gets himself to 17. He will need to win just 4 frames for the victory, and is starting now to become not just a slight favorite but also an overwhelming favorite for the victory of the match, the bragging rights and the $2,000 that will perhaps come with the winner. After this, Ibra's international teammate Ian will be racing to, I'm not certain about the race. There will be agreement between the players. Perhaps I will confirm a little later. But Ian has submitted his stake to confirm to you. I have received his version of his part of $1,000 from his manager Big Kels to have a race with Ishmael right after this. Again, Ibra misses. Again, Ishmael has another opportunity to win yet again another frame, and this one will be one of the easiest he will be finding to win. Here comes Ish. He's having a very confident look. He's also keeping his calm. But should he win the match, then you will see all the joy that will have been hidden in his body as he was making the beautiful clearances. He's one of those players with the biggest amount of vigor upon winning. Of course, like other South Africans, Nyaupe and Mazambani, he wants to put both red and back to the same corner pocket. The rest is a formality. 26 frames played with a maximum of 15 left. Ishmael is on 17 and Ibra is on 9. Ibra must win 12 out of 17 or else succumb to loss of $2,000. Once again, 17 up, Ishmael leading. Evans Kiprotich is going to be starting his money match against the Ugandan youngster Yahya Mpindi. They'll be racing tonight for $200. Pardon, it's not Evans, it will be Kelvin versus Yahya. If there is, I'm having 2 streams. It's a little bit tempting to stream that match with one of the cameras if there is time right after the end of this, before the start of the match between Ian and Ishmael. But there is one big similarity that has been happening for the last 1 hour or so. Ishmael has been a much better player, maybe not a much better player, he has pretty much been playing against himself, because ever since Ibra won a 9th frame when Ishmael was on 12, Ibra has been a spectator in a match where he has been a player. The lead of the South African has grown even bigger. Now he has times 2 the number of frames that Ibra has. Race to 21.
Ishmael 18, and Ibra 9. And next, Roger, you are asking why Ishmael is being allowed to play on his home table. No, he's not on his home table. He's not even Kenyan. He's South African. And what will be his home table will be Jamlock, because it is the venue of his sponsor. That one I'm telling you a fact. Nathan Mugisha, you are saying you are giving up with Ibra for the match. Oweldi 2018, you say the shoes of Ishmael are too big for Ibra. Oweldi, I don't agree with you. If Ishmael wins, like I assume he will, he would have won the second money match out of 4 that the two have played against each other. Paul Billiards, thank you for watching on the YouTube stream, as well shouting out to some of you that are watching on the Facebook stream. That is Break and Finish, as we now go away over 2,000 people combined on Facebook and YouTube. Tabang Paul, thank you for watching. The Facebook stream seems to be dominated by the South African people. Of course, they love their Facebook, and the YouTube stream by the Ugandans and other fans from other countries. Tapiwa, you want Fikoti to come and play against Ishmael. Mason Gum, thank you for watching. Angela Batts supporting Ibra now on the Facebook stream, as she has been played out of hope for Ibra. He just has to win this ongoing frame. When another one is rocked, when he has another frame to play, try and win it as well. Try and just fight for every frame as it comes. You never know. Otherwise, a match like this, when your opponent needs to win 3 and you need to win 12, it is just not in your hands, because they have just about 7 more frames to break. That is for your opponent, and they need to win 3, and they are more capable of winning 3 by break and finish. Perhaps this one will be a redemption frame for Ibra to take his scores in double figures. We'll be potting the 2 reds respectively to the corner pockets, bottom left and bottom right. Playing, and with the body language of someone who somehow still has belief in himself. This one has some level of difficulty manipulating the cue ball, and there is difficulty. Maybe he should have played with, he should have started with the red. He has not played first, because the one that he has spotted, the cue ball was always being played into Ishmael's yellow. Now he has to roll the red to the corner pocket top right, goes into the side pocket of Ishmael's yellow in what looks like a solitary win of a frame for Ibra. In the last 7 or 8, he sinks the black and takes his scores in double figures. Ibra 10 and Ishmael 18.
And dear viewers, just after Ibra instilled a little bit of hope in himself, winning a first frame out of 8, Ishmael just came onto the table and took the hope away by extending his lead even further. The lead is once again 9. He needs to win 2 out of 12. Ibra 10 and Ishmael 19. Once again, thank you very much, all of you that have kept it alight on Break and Finish Live Facebook, Peter Chewe Live YouTube, Mchana Pool Club YouTube. We are streaming to way over 2,500 people. A match that is cheered up by the words, most especially by Ishmael, when he said very meaningful words with a tough facial expression, with gestures to back up the words that as for the Ugandans, I am here for them. I want them all. Starting with one of them, Ishmael is poised for victory, and as he contemplates yet another move, he knows that perhaps 2,000 US dollars is already in the back, that perhaps he's already in profit now ever since his advent of money matches against Ugandans. Of course, with the consideration that he's winning a third out of 6, but all of the ones that he's been winning have been for the big money. He's one of the pool players who are deciding to change location to better their career, and whoever knew that people would migrate from one country to another because of pool. Maybe it is a genuine fact that this sport is really growing. Not so many people migrate from South Africa to East Africa. It is always vice versa. Ishmael is resident in Kenya for pool. He needs big cue ball here, pot, then maintain cue ball for another yellow. He plays the big cue ball, as big as it is indeed. However, there is work to do for Ishmael here. I think backspin as he contemplates spotting the remaining yellow on the table to the corner pocket bottom left. Spin the cue ball backwards, avoid it, going to the side pocket, maybe play it into the red close to the yellow. The backspin does. It may have lacked a little bit of power. It may be frozen against the cushion, but it's okay because of the confidence of Ishmael. He's already celebrating even before the victory, pumping himself up. It's not yet done. He's already celebrating. Ishmael 20 and Ibra 10.
The break, dear viewers, is Ishmael's. If he wins this frame, it will be the very last of the match because Ibra has the toughest task of winning 11 frames in a row. It is something I don't ever remember Ibra doing. 11 in a row, never. Outside his country's borders, even more unlikely. He's playing not just for himself, he's fighting a losing battle for his country, for his club, for his fans. He knows that while he can give it a fighting trial, this one is not his anymore. Ishmael will not be losing 11 frames in a row, dear viewers. You just get to hope that Ibra wins a few before the expected eventually happens. Perhaps this one is one of 11 unlikely frames he will be winning. And yes, the match between Yahya now and Yegon is one frame up, with Yahya leading in a race to 9 for $200 US. And Ibra calms himself even when he's under a lot of pressure. The pressure of knowing that highly likely than not, he's already lost $2,000 US, but at least will be redeeming himself. Maybe to make the scoreline a little bit more respectable. Maybe to gain his confidence as he thinks about his next match against Ishmael, which will be happening at Jamlock Sports Bar tomorrow. But most importantly, to win the frame, keep relaxed, accept his fate, but keep playing. After all, the sport is to keep playing. He may want the cue ball to rotate around all of the reds. He avoids all of the reds. That is the skill that has been lacking for most of the match, not because it hasn't been there, but because Ishmael hasn't even been giving him chance to play most of the time. Another is one. He even perhaps Ishmael had already conceived, guys. It's Ishmael 20 and Ibra 11.
Keep it.
The break in frame number 32 has been dry. The dryness, that is a little summary of what the match has been for Ibra, at least so far. It could very easily have been the last shot that Ibra would be playing in the match. Ishmael will be inspecting the table, hopefully for him for one final time, then make one final clearance, which will win him $1,000 more as part of the stake of the pot of $2,000 as the positive consequence for the victory, which has always been coming and coming and coming. With him, the South African Zim now having closed the table. Ladies and gentlemen, Ishmael is on the red. 6 of they are in number. All of them pretty portable. One of them a little tricky, the one that is near the side pocket on the left, but nonetheless portable. He's played himself now a little out of the cue ball. The will be bad red on the table near the side pocket on the left is the one that he has full sight of, and will be playing it. Perhaps going for the bank, maybe a sharp cut, which is quite unlikely. Goes for the bank into the yellow, gets it completely wrong. For Ibra, completely a chance to win yet another.
Here comes Ibra. Sometimes he can mean to be having a non-good day whatsoever. 11 is the number of frames he has won in the match, the same number of frames he won in the first race between him and Ishmael when Ibra just arrived in Kenya, the match that was played on Saturday last week. He's getting himself snookered, at least partially. The two yellows close to each other. Ibra doesn't have sight of any. It's one of those times when you have nowhere to hide. With the match having been tricky for Ibra, maybe tricky is an understatement. It has been difficult. He still has to maneuver a clearance just to keep the match ongoing, just to delay the celebration of Ishmael. He gets it wrong. Ishmael jumps out of the blocks like a lion wounded, with now a chance finally to finish Ibra, at least in this match, once and for all. For the clearance, he goes for the victory. He aims for the money. He plays for victory, for pride, for the justification of the war of words he mounted against the Ugandans earlier in the day. He's having 3 reds on the table, putting one to the side pocket on the left, moving the cue ball towards the top end of the table where the other reds are. Bounces the cue ball off the cushion, has sight of both reds remaining on the table. Whichever he starts with, cue ball will pretty much be sufficient for another. He may play the cue ball off the cushion with big spin, dragging it to avoid its excessive movement. We'll be playing the cue ball with a little backspin off the cushion with sight of the black. I'm not so certain it is sight enough to pot it. If he pots it, his aim is for the side pocket on the right, has to ensure that the cue ball doesn't go in. The black is in. Ladies and gentlemen, Ishmael wins again. He's congratulated by Ibra.
Ishmael, what the fuck was that, man? That was beautiful. How did you handle your nerves?
Oh, you know, as I told you, I'm trying to come back. I believe I'm still coming, but I'm playing well. So it's going to be very difficult for my opponents. It's not going to be easy.
This is the second time in 2 nights that you have won your races. Is your confidence like off the charts?
Yeah. My confidence is good. My confidence is very high. I believe if I'm breaking and I'm potting, I'm going. Doesn't matter who. If I'm breaking, I'm potting. Game over.
Bro, you played very well tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because I told them I want to finish them all.
What's up?
I just eat. I eat. I'll take a 15-10 minutes break. I'll eat. Then we can continue. No problem.
Who's that?
Yeah. We'll play. No problem. We'll play. No problem. Let me eat first, then we play.
All right. So so Peter Chobe, we have a race to 15, 1,000 pot. $1,000.
Yeah.
Are you ready to play tonight, or you want to postpone that?
I'm always on, very much ready. I'm very much ready.
And I like this guy. So right after this we have Peter Toby Live. Right after this we have a race to 1,000 pot. God damn! That's what's up.
See you in the next one. Coming up, like you've heard from Ishmael, race to 15 against Ian, $1,000 spot.